The train is jammed. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and everyone around me is headed somewhere. Home, family, warmth. Everyone but me. I work as a financial analyst in Manhattan. 3 years in this city, and this will be my first holiday spent entirely alone. My parents are out in Nevada. My sister's across the ocean in London. Both had asked me to come. Come home, Scott. Don't be alone. But the flights cost too much. The time off felt complicated. Work had deadlines, excuses, all of them, really. The honest truth was I'm exhausted, burned out, and the thought of faking cheer for 4 straight days sounded like more than I could handle. So I told everyone no. And now here I am on the 6th train, riding toward an empty apartment where I'll spend tomorrow eating takeout and dodging a string of happy Thanksgiving texts. I stare into the black tunnel outside the window. My own reflection stares back, worn out, hollow, 30 years old, and I hardly recognize the guy looking back at me. When did I turn into this? Into someone just going through the motions? There used to be things I cared about. Passions, dreams. I wanted to write, to travel, to actually matter somehow. Now I stare at spreadsheets, sit through meetings where nothing gets decided, and go home to an apartment that feels less like a home and more like storage for a life I'm not really living. What am I even doing with myself? The question surfaces uninvited, unwanted, but impossible to shake. I've got the good job, the nice apartment, savings in the bank, everything I'm supposed to want, and yet I feel nothing. Numb, existing without living. The train jolts. Someone drops into the seat beside me. I don't glance over. New York rules. No eye contact, no engagement. Then a voice, low and steady. You should volunteer at the shelter. Igorigid. Slowly I turn. An older man sits there, maybe 65, 70. Gray hair, eyes that seem to look straight through you. A plain navy coat, cuffs a little frayed. Nothing about him stands out, except that he just said the exact thing I'd been thinking. Not quite that. More like the answer to it. What? My voice comes out harsher than I mean it to. The shelter, he says, like it's the most obvious thing in the world, like we're already halfway through a conversation. Haven House, Amsterdam and 103rd. They need hands for Thanksgiving. I just stare at him. I didn't ask for her. I know, he says, a small, knowing smile crossing his face, the kind that makes you believe things might actually turn out fine. But you were wondering what to do with tomorrow. That's your answer. My skin prickles. How did you? Dinner served at 2. Get there by 11. Help with prep. He says it with such certainty, like he already knows exactly what I need. I don't get it. Do I know you? He doesn't answer, just watches me with that same calm, unshakably kind gaze. Haven House, he repeats. Amsterdam and 103rd. Tell them Thomas sent you. The train begins to slow. Next stop. He rises. Wait, I start to say, but he's already moving toward the doors. They're always short on volunteers. He calls back over his shoulder. The doors slide open. He steps out. I lean forward, trying to track him through the window, but the platform's too crowded, and then he's gone. Just gone. I sink back into my seat, pulse hammering. What on earth just happened? Have you ever crossed paths with someone who said exactly what you needed to hear at exactly the right moment? Ever taken a piece of strange advice that ended up reshaping your life? Tell me in the comments. And if stories about chance meetings, holiday miracles, and finding purpose speak to you, hit subscribe and the bell so you don't miss the next one. Sleep doesn't come easily that night. I keep replaying the exchange, if you could even call it that. How had he known I was wrestling with what to do for Thanksgiving? I hadn't said a word out loud. I was sure of that. And how did he know I'd be spending it alone? By morning, I've talked myself into calling it coincidence. Strange, unsettling coincidence, sure, but a coincidence nonetheless. He probably volunteers there himself. Probably scans the train for people who look adrift. I just happened to fit the type. That's all there was to it. I make coffee, sit on the couch, scroll my phone. Messages from family. Happy Thanksgiving. Miss you. Call us later. I should call them. I will. Later. I open my laptop, thinking I might get some work done. Reports to finish, models to update, numbers waiting to be crunched, but I can't concentrate. Haven House, Amsterdam and 103rd. I search it. It's real. A shelter for families, run by a nonprofit. Hot meals served daily. Thanksgiving dinner at 2. Volunteers always welcome. I read through the mission statement, offering shelter, dignity, and hope to families in transition. There are pictures, children smiling, adults sharing a meal, volunteers dishing out food. I shut the laptop. I'm not going. That's absurd. I don't do volunteer work, don't do charity in that hands-on way. Not because I'm heartless. I write checks. I'm just not that kind of person. But the apartment is unbearably quiet. The silence presses in on me. The walls feel like they're inching closer. And the thought of spending the whole day here alone with Chinese takeout, pretending I'm fine, is unbearable. I check the clock. 10:17 a.m., get there around 11, he'd said. I could go for just a few hours, help out, then leave. Better than sitting here, drowning in my own head. Before I can talk myself out of it, I've got my coat on. Haven House turns out to be a 3-story brick building squeezed between a laundromat and a corner store. The sign out front is faded but well kept. Haven House, Shelter and Community Center. I stand on the sidewalk, hands jammed in my pockets, already second-guessing this. This is ridiculous. I don't belong here. What am I supposed to do? I don't know the first thing about volunteering. But I've come this far. And there's something about that man on the train I can't shake. This nagging sense that I'm meant to be here. I push through the door. Inside is chaos, but good chaos, purposeful chaos. People everywhere. Staff in matching navy shirts stamped with the Haven House logo. Volunteers in regular clothes. Residents, I assume. Families with kids, individuals, older folks. Children racing around laughing, adults setting up tables, talking. The air smells like turkey, stuffing, something sweet baking. It smells like Thanksgiving. A woman appears in front of me. 50s, short gray hair, tired eyes softened by a smile that reaches all the way up. Hi, are you here to volunteer? Yes. Maybe. She laughs, a real one. I'll take maybe. I'm Idonna. I run this place. And you are? Scott. Nice to meet you, Scott. Ever volunteered before? No, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. That's honest. I like it. She rests a hand on my shoulder, steadying. Don't worry, we'll figure it out together. Can you chop vegetables? Yes. Perfect. Kitchen's through there. Ask for Audrey. She'll get you set up. She gives my shoulder a squeeze. And Scott, thank you for coming. It means more than you know. I don't have a response for that. So I just nod, and just like that I'm swept into the chaos. The kitchen is industrial-sized, loud, steam curling off pots, timers going off, 5 or 6 people moving with purpose, chopping, stirring, checking ovens. A woman at the counter glances up. Early 30s, dark hair and a practical ponytail, flour dusting her cheek, sharp eyes that size me up instantly. You knew. Yeah. Donna said to find Audrey. That's me. You know your way around a knife? I can manage. Good, because we've got about 40 pounds of vegetables and not nearly enough hands. She slides a cutting board my way, a pile of carrots, a very sharp knife. Dice these. Small even, for the stuffing. Okay, and try not to cut yourself. We're short on Band-Aids and long on things to do. Deadpan delivery. I genuinely can't tell if she's joking. I start chopping. The kitchen hums around me. A teenage girl peeling potatoes, an older man stirring a pot the size of a bucket, what looks like gravy, a middle-aged couple working side by side on green beans. Everyone has a job. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing. Except me. But nobody seems bothered by that. They just work. There's a rhythm to it, a flow to the whole room. I focus on getting the carrots even like Audrey said. My cuts aren't perfect, but they're passable. After 10 minutes, she checks my board, gives one nod. Not bad. You can actually cook. I can follow directions. Same thing. She sweeps the carrots into a huge metal bowl and hand me a full grocery bag of celery. Keep going. Same size. I keep going. We work quietly for a while, but it isn't awkward, just focused. The kitchen fills the silence on its own. Knives against boards, running water, timers, voices calling back and forth. How long on the turkey? Stuffing's ready for the oven. Somebody grab more butter from the walk-in? Organized chaos. But it works. So, Audrey eventually says, not looking up from the onions she's dicing, what brings you here? Thanksgiving guilt? Court-ordered community service? I almost laugh. A guy on the train told me to come. She raises an eyebrow, looks up at me. A guy on a train told you to volunteer at a shelter, and you just showed up. When you put it that way, it sounds weird. It is weird. He was persuasive. Uh-huh. She's smiling now, just barely. The first real warmth I've caught from her. Well, I'm glad mysterious train guy sent you. We need the help. Thanksgiving's our busiest day. We're serving over 100 people. That's a lot. It is. She wipes her forehead with the back of a hand, leaving a streak of flour behind. Do you do this every Thanksgiving? I ask. Every Thanksgiving. Every Tuesday and Thursday, too. Some Saturdays, when I can manage it. That's a lot of time. I'm a social worker. This is part of the job. But also, she pauses, glancing around the room at everyone working it matters. You know, you really believe that? That actually makes a difference? She stops what she's doing and looks at me. Actually looks. You don't? I don't know. There are so many people who need help. So many problems out there. What's one meal really going to do? They'll just be hungry again tomorrow. Maybe. She goes back to her onions. But today they won't be. Today they get a hot meal, a seat at a table with other people, a chance to feel like they belong somewhere. To feel seen. She's quiet for a beat. That's not nothing, Scott. The way she says my name tightens something in my chest. When I started this work, she goes on, I thought the same thing you do. That it wasn't enough. That I should be doing something bigger. Systemic change, policy reform, real impact. What changed your mind? I met a woman named Patty. She'd been living on the street for 6 months. Came in one Tuesday for dinner, sat by herself, wouldn't talk to anyone. But she came back the next week, and the week after that. Eventually she opened up, told me her story, lost her job, then her apartment, then her hope. Audrey wipes her hands on a towel. I helped her apply for housing assistance, got her into job training. 6 months later, she had an apartment, a job, and she started volunteering here herself. She looks at me. Did I fix the system? No, but I changed one person's life. And that person went on to change someone else's. Ripple effects, you know? I don't have a response, so I just keep chopping celery. By 1, prep is finished. My hands reek of onion and garlic. My back aches from standing so long. But there's something satisfying about seeing all the food ready. Huge trays of stuffing, pots of mashed potatoes, green beans, cranberry sauce, 3 golden turkeys cooling on the counter. Donna calls everyone into the dining room. The space has been transformed. Long tables draped in white cloth, real plates, real silverware. Not plastic, not disposable. We treat them with dignity. Audrey murmurs beside me. Real dishes, cloth napkins. Makes them feel like guests. Not charity cases. About 30 residents are already seated. Kids bouncing in their chairs, adults sitting quietly, some nervous, some worn out, all of them grateful to be there. Okay, folks, Donna's voice cuts through the room. Welcome to our Thanksgiving dinner. We got turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, green beans, rolls, cranberry sauce, and pie. Lots of pie. A few cheers go up. A little boy yells, I want pie now. After dinner, Trevor, a young woman, says. She can't be older than 25, 2 kids clinging to her, Trevor and a younger boy. She looks exhausted, but manages a smile at her children. Donna keeps going. Volunteers. We're doing buffet style. Residents come through the line. You serve what they ask for. Be generous. Everyone gets seconds if they want them. Thirds if we got enough. She pauses, scanning the room. And please, treat everyone with respect and dignity. They're not here for pity, and they're not here so you can feel good about yourselves. They're here for a meal, for a community, for a little peace. Understood? Everyone nods. Good. Her tone softens. Let's give them the best Thanksgiving they've had. Heck, let's make it the best one we've had too. The line forms fast. I'm posted at the mashed potatoes, big spoon in hand, generous scoops, just like Donna wanted. First up is an older man, maybe 70, in a worn military jacket covered in patches, weathered face, hands that tremble slightly as he holds out his plate. Mashed potatoes, sir? He looks up, surprised. Sir, would you like some mashed potatoes? Yes, please. His voice is gravelly and used to being called sir. I load his plate, add a pat of butter on top. You don't have to do that. I want to. He gives one sharp nod, military precise, and I catch his eyes glisten before he moves along. The line keeps coming. Men, women, kids, whole families, people on their own. A woman in her 40s, clothes clean but worn, meets my eyes. Thank you for doing this. Of course. No, really. You don't know what it means. To be treated like a person. I don't know what to say, so I just pile on extra potatoes. A young couple, early 20s, the girl very pregnant, maybe 8 months along, holding hands. Happy Thanksgiving, the boy says, forcing some cheer into it. Happy Thanksgiving, I answer, loading up both their plates. 3 kids in a row, maybe 8, 6 for their mother trailing with a baby on her hip. Can I have a lot of potatoes? The middle one whispers, big brown eyes, pink jacket. You can have as much as you want. I heap her plate. She beams. Thank you. Her mother, worn out, baby balanced on her hip, gives me a small, grateful smile. Thank you. Of course. They move along, and I notice the discomfort I'd felt earlier has faded. Somewhere between the first person in line and the 30th, the awkwardness just dissolved. These aren't homeless people, aren't charity cases. They're just people going through something hard, needing a hand. Like anyone could. Like I might, if things had gone differently. The thought humbles me. By 2:30, everyone's been served. The dining room is packed, every seat filled, the clink of silverware, conversation, real laughter rising up. I watch a little girl show her mother a drawing, the mother's eyes shining as she hugs her. I watch an elderly couple holding hands across the table, probably 50 years married, sharing Thanksgiving in a shelter, but together. I watch a man in a suit, an actual suit, eating carefully, looking like he could be a banker or a lawyer, someone with a real job, and maybe he was before whatever happened. It's a reminder. This could be anyone. Is anyone. The volunteers eat last. I sit at a corner table with Audrey and 2 others, a college student named Danny and a retired teacher named Joyce. The room buzzes with people eating, talking, connecting. A man at the next table over, mid-30s, clean-shaven, a little girl on his lap, catches my eye. First time volunteering? That obvious? You've got the look, deer in headlights, like. You're not sure you're supposed to be here. I laugh. Yeah, that's about right. I'm Jason. This is my daughter, Beth. Beth waves shyly. Hi, Scott. Nice to meet you both. You staying here? Audrey asks gently. She already knows, but she's leaving the choice to him. Jason nods. 3 weeks now. Lost my job in September. Tech layoffs. Couldn't land anything fast enough. Fell behind on rent. Got evicted. He says it flatly, but there's shame underneath it. It's temporary. I'm working on it. You will, Audrey says, not pity, just certainty. I've seen you applying. You'll land something. I hope so. He glances down at Beth, digging into her mashed potatoes with her hands, happy. I have to. For her. Her mom? I ask, and immediately regret it. Gone, Jason says simply. Left when I lost the job. Said she didn't sign up for this. He shrugs. So it's just us now. Beth looks up at him. Jason's face cracks for a second, then he smiles, kisses the top of her head. I realize he isn't broken, isn't pathetic, isn't a failure. He's just a father, in a rough spot, doing everything he can, loving his daughter, fighting to get back up. Like anyone would, hopefully, in his shoes. The shame in his voice shouldn't be there. He didn't do anything wrong. The system let him down. Life let him down. And still, he's here still trying. What do you do? Jason asks me. Financial analyst. Oh, that's good. Stable. Yeah. I pause. But honestly, I hate it. I spend all day shuffling numbers around, making rich people richer. I'm good at it, the money's fine, but none of it means anything, not really. At least you have a job, Jason says, not bitterly, just as fact. You're right. I am lucky. Very lucky. I glance around the room, at everyone here. I've been taking that for granted. All of it. Joyce, the retired teacher, chimes in. That's exactly what this place does. Makes you grateful for what you've got. Shows you what actually matters. What really matters? I ask. Community. Connection. Knowing you're not alone. She smiles. I've been coming here 10 years now. After my husband died, I was lost. Didn't know what to do with myself. This place saved me just as much as it saves the people who walk in needing help. After dinner, nobody rushes to leave. Kids play in the corner, Someone donated toys, blocks, stuffed animals, coloring books. They play like kids everywhere, shrieking, laughing, squabbling over toys. Adults talk quietly, some wash dishes, some sit with coffee, some just sit, enjoying not being alone for once. Someone's brought a guitar. An older man, maybe 60, starts playing. Soft music drifts through the room. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. People start singing, laughing, a few kids dancing. It's beautiful. I'm wiping down tables when Bobby, the man in the military jacket, comes over. You did good today, son. I just scooped potatoes. You did it with respect. His eyes have seen things, hard things. You call me sir. You have no idea what that meant. Being treated with dignity when you're living in a shelter. I'm sorry you're going through this. Don't be. I'm still here. He sits, waves for me to join him. You want to know how I ended up here? Only if you want to tell me. Vietnam Viet. 3 tours. Came back different. They've got a name for it now, PTSD. Back then, they just said we were broken. He looks down at his hands. Couldn't hold a job, couldn't sleep, couldn't stand being around people. Lost my wife, lost my kids, lost everything. I'm sorry. I'm not telling you for pity. I'm telling you because this place, he gestures around, saved my life. Donna, Audrey, everyone here, they don't look at me like a problem. They see a person. His words land hard, and he walks off, leaving me there to think. By 4, cleanup's finished. Residents start drifting off, some upstairs to their rooms, some back out onto the street, to wherever they're sleeping tonight, under bridges, in cars, and parks. The volunteers grab their coats, say their goodbyes, promise to return. Audrey finds me at the door, apron off, hair down. Now looking tired, but the good kind of tired. Satisfied. So will you be back? I don't know. That's honest. She smiles, not disappointed, just understanding. Well, if you do, we're here every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 to 8, dinner service. I'll think about it. Good. She pauses. Then you did good today, Scott. For a guy who had no idea what he was doing. Thanks, I think. She laughs softly. I mean it. Some people show up here just for themselves, to feel good, check a box. You weren't like that. You actually cared. I didn't expect to. I came because a stranger told me to. I didn't think it would get to me. But it did. Yeah, it did. She studies me a long moment, like she's deciding something. There's a coffee place around the corner. Want to grab a cup? Decompress a little? Yeah. I'd like that. Good. She grabs her coat. Come on. The coffee shop is small, warm, nearly empty at 4:30 on holiday. We order, find a table by the window. So, Audrey says, wrapping her hands around her mug, tell me about mysterious train guy. I tell her about being alone, the man appearing out of nowhere, knowing exactly what I needed to hear. That's weird, she says. I know, but also kind of beautiful, I guess. You think you'll try to find him? I don't even know who he is. Said his name was Thomas. That's it. Audrey goes still. Thomas? Yeah. Why? She stares into her coffee. There was a Thomas. Thomas Gray. Found at Haven House 25 years ago. Is he still around? He died 5 years ago. She looks up. House fire. He was living in the shelter. Always did. Said he wanted to stay close to the people he helped. Fire broke out in the middle of the night. He got 6 people out. Went back for a 7th. Didn't make it. My blood runs cold. What did he look like? I never met him. I only started 3 years ago. But there are photos. Can I see them? Tuesday. When we're back. She studies me. You think it was him? I don't know. That's impossible. Impossible things happen sometimes. She sips her coffee. Donna swears she still feels him around. Says she'll be alone in the kitchen sometimes and feel like someone's standing next to her. Or she'll find things arranged just so his way. She thinks he's still watching over this place. Do you believe that? I don't know. But I believe there are things we can't explain. And I believe people who pour their whole lives into something, maybe they never fully leave. We sit quietly for a moment. So what's your story? I ask. Why do you do this? My brother. She looks out the window. He struggled with addiction. Ended up homeless for a while. I was in grad school. Didn't notice. By the time I found out she stops. He died. Alone. In an alley. Audrey. I'm so sorry. I keep thinking if someone had seen him, not as an addict, not as some homeless guy, but as a person who needed help. Maybe he'd still be here. She looks at me. So that's why I do this. I see them. All of them. That's really beautiful. It's also selfish. It makes me feel better, like I'm making up for not being there for him. That's not selfish. That's love. She smiles, small, sad. Maybe. We talk for another hour about our lives, our jobs, what brought us to New York, what keeps us here. By the time we head out, the sun's going down, the city lit up, people passing with shopping bags, couples holding hands, families laughing. Thank for today, I say. Thank you for showing up. I'll see you Tuesday. You're coming back? Yeah, I think I am. She grins. Good. We need more people who actually care. I don't head straight home. I walk down Amsterdam, through the Upper West Side, watching people. The flower vendor on the corner. Is he happy? Does he have family? The woman waiting on the bus. Where's she headed? What's her story? The teenager glued to his phone. What's weighing on him? Everyone's carrying something. Everyone's fighting battles I know nothing about. And I've been so consumed by my own emptiness that I stopped seeing other people as real. Today wasn't what I expected. I braced for sadness, desperation, tragedy, and there was some of that, sure. Jason losing everything but hanging on for his daughter. Bobby carrying demons from a war 4 decades old. Trevor's mother trying to keep her kids fed and safe. But there was laughter too, community, dignity, people sharing what little they had, gratitude that felt real, not staged. And it hits me, I've been so fixated on what I lack. Meaningful work, close friends, purpose, that I stopped noticing what I actually have. A warm apartment, food whenever I want it, safety, options, choices, things Jason and Beth and Bobby would give anything for. I take out my phone, text my parents. Happy Thanksgiving. Sorry I didn't call earlier. Love you. I'll come for Christmas. Promise. They respond right away. Heart emojis. We love you too. Can't wait to see you. I smile. And for the first time in months, I don't feel empty. 3 weeks pass. I'm back on the train, Tuesday evening, heading to Haven House. I've gone back 6 times since Thanksgiving, every Tuesday and Thursday, just like Audrey said. I don't just scoop potatoes anymore. I help with prep, set tables, talk with residents, learn their names, their faces, their stories. Jason landed a job, part-time at a warehouse, but it's a start. He and Beth are moving into transitional housing next week. He cried telling me, happy tears. Trevor's mother got accepted into a medical assistant training program, starting in January. I'm going to make something of myself, she told me. My kids are going to be proud of me. Bobby still has hard days, more than some, but he smiles more now, talks more. Applied to a veterans housing program. Says he might actually have a shot. And Audrey, we've had coffee 4 times since. Last week we walked through Central Park, just walked, talked for 3 hours straight. We're both a little broken, each in our own way. But maybe broken people find one another, help each other heal. I think she might be the most interesting, genuine, beautiful person I've ever come across. I'm thinking through all of it. Jason's new job, Audrey's laugh, how different my life feels now when I see him. The man from the train. Same seat, same coat, same calm, knowing look. My heart stops. I push through the crowded car, past people texting, reading, staring off into space, and sit beside him. It's you. He looks at me, smiles like he'd been expecting it. Hello, Scott. You know my name. You told me. 3 weeks ago. No, I didn't. We barely spoke. He doesn't argue, just watches me with those impossibly kind eyes. Eyes I've caught myself thinking about. Eyes I sometimes see at Haven House while I'm helping out. How did you know? I ask. That day on the train. How did you know exactly what I needed to hear? You looked lost. Lost people need direction. But how did you know Haven House was the right one? He doesn't answer directly. Just was it? Yes. Good. But I need to know. Who are you? Have we met before? In a way. He stands. The train begins to slow. How was your Thanksgiving? It was transforming. And now I volunteer. Twice a week. I'm learning people's names, their stories. I'm helping, not with money, with time, with presence, with actually seeing them. And Audrey? I freeze. How do you know about? She's special. Don't let her go. I won't. I stand too. Who are you? Just someone who believes in second chances. In lost souls finding their way. He moves toward the doors. Keep showing up, Scott. That's all that matters. Wait, I follow him. Will I see you again? He glances back, and for a second I swear his eyes shift. Younger, older, something beyond either. Haven House always needs volunteers, Scott. He smiles. The doors open. He steps onto the platform. I push after him through the crowd, trying to keep him in sight, but rush hour swallows him whole, bodies everywhere. And by the time I break through, he's gone. Vanished. Again. I stand there, breathing hard, staring at an empty platform. 6 months later. Spring, late afternoon, I'm on the 6 train again, headed to Haven House like I do 3 times a week now. Audrey and I are officially together. Not just coffee anymore. Real dates, movies, dinners, long walks, longer conversations about life and dreams and what's next. Jason and Beth are settled into permanent housing now. He's full-time at the warehouse, saving up, planning ahead. Beth started kindergarten. She drew me a picture, it's on my fridge. Trevor's mother finished her training program, landed a job at a clinic, and is saving for her own place. I'm going to make it, she told me last week. Bobby moved into veterans housing, has a caseworker, goes to therapy, still comes by Haven House on Tuesdays. Says we're his family now. And me? I'm different. Not just happier, deeper, more connected, more alive. All because a stranger on a train said exactly what I needed to hear. Have you ever crossed paths with someone who said exactly the right thing at exactly the right moment? Ever taken advice that changed the course of your life? Tell me about your own mysterious encounters and the moments that changed everything down in the comments. If this story about unexpected connections, finding purpose, and Thanksgiving miracles meant something to you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about second chances and the strange, wonderful mystery of human connection. And don't forget the notification bell so you never miss the next one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next story.